Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 979 of the Juicebox Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of my Wegovy diary. It's been another month, so you're getting another update. We're going to find out if I lost weight, how it went, if I could poop, and stuff like that. While you're listening, please remember that nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan or, any of that stuff, really. Just talk to a doctor. Save 40% off your entire purchase at CozyEarth.com when you use the offer code JUICEBOX. Get a free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs when you get your first order at drinkag1.com/juicebox. Don't forget to check out the private Facebook group. If you'd like to ask me questions about Wegovy, post them there. I'll do my best to answer and tell you more about my experience. What else do I have for you? Oh, if you're looking for diabetes content, the Diabetes Pro Tip series begins at episode 210, and you can see a complete list of all the episodes at diabetesprotip.com or at the top of juiceboxpodcast.com. And if you're in the private Facebook group, just check the feature tab for lists of all the series. If you have type 2 or pre-diabetes, the Type 2 Diabetes Pro Tip series from the Juicebox Podcast is exactly what you're looking for. Do you have a friend or a family member who is struggling to understand their type 2 and how to manage it? This series is for them. 7 episodes to get you on track and up to speed. Episode 860, series intro. 864, guilt and shame. Episode 869, medical team. 874, fueling plan. Episode 880, diabetes technology. Episode 885, GLP-1s, metformin, and insulin. And in episode 889, we talk about movement. This episode is with me and Jenny Smith. Of course, you know Jenny is a certified diabetes care and education specialist. She's a registered and licensed dietitian, and Jenny has had type 1 diabetes for over 30 years. Too many people don't understand their type 2 diabetes, and this series aims to fix that. Share it with a friend, or get started today. Hey there, cats and kittens. It's July 18th, Tuesday again. Time for, no more 1.7. Time for 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. This is the highest dose. So this is the dose I will be on moving forward. How did the week go? You may remember from the last Wegovy diary that I was a little constipated. And I was adding a little fiber. That was helping. Keeping up with the magnesium oxide. So this week was interesting in so much as that things were moving, but not up to standards. You know what I mean? Like you were a little like, was that it? Okay, I feel like there could be more. It was that sort of a situation, but things were happening. The thing I'm going to take away from this past week, though, is that I don't think I'm eating enough food now. So I have to start eating more. Going back to the 11th, the last time I made this recording, I was 208.4. This morning I was 207.2. So, in a week I've lost 1.2 pounds, which is terrific. But 3 days ago, on the 15th, I was 205.6. I went from 207.4 on the 14th to 205.6 on the 15th. But now I've put back 206.6, like a pound and a half-ish. Because I think, as I'm looking back over this, and by the way, making this diary is really helpful for me because makes me go over the whole thing. But I think the day before the weight loss, I had a big meal. That was it. I ate I ate more food than I've been eating. Not a huge meal, by the way. We went out to a Chinese restaurant, and I had a little fried rice. I had shrimp. I had a little chicken. I had a fortune cookie. And then the next day I woke up, and I used the bathroom. Then the next day I woke up and I was a lot lighter, but then I cut back on food again. By the way, I'm not cutting back on food. Please understand. I'm just not hungry. I need a drink, sorry. I'm not hungry and I'm forgetting to eat. And I think maybe the constipation, not hungry, forgetting to eat thing might be a cycle. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to go downstairs and make a breakfast for myself. Okay. Well, without any further chit-chatty ado, 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy, semaglutide injection, it says right on it. Single dose pre-filled pen, pop off the cap. All right. Sticking with the stomach because it works. Okay. I don't have much more to say. I'm very happy with how this is all going. I am, 26.2 pounds lighter than when I started as of today. That's amazing. I have a feeling like this is going to start happening. I just, again, another movement of the number. I just have to put all the pieces together. I think the fiber, the supplements, and now I'm going to add more food, consciously more food. I think we're going to have a better outcome next week. I'm going to make a prediction. I've never done this before. By the way, also, I'm getting my toe fixed. I just got that this morning. Very excited. I went to see a surgeon. I don't know. I've mentioned this on here, I think. Anyway, my toe is, I almost said a bad word, but it's really messed up and I can't really exercise or walk or ride a bike or anything. So I went to a surgeon yesterday and they actually got me on the schedule for the 25th. So believe it or not, I will get my toe fixed next week in the morning and then make my next injection recording in the afternoon. So I'll get to tell you about the surgery next time. And then they say it's just a very quick recovery process. And then I'm going to be able to add some exercise, which will be terrific. But anyway, my prediction. What is my prediction? A month from now, I'm 207.2 this morning. I'm going to make a bold prediction. A month from now, I'm going to be 199.5. That's my bold prediction. Okay, I am back. July 25th, I had surgery on my toe this morning. It hurts. But we're still going to make the recording and inject the 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. Here's the thing. I gained almost 1.5 pounds this week. The eating more thing didn't go as well as I wanted it to. So, I will persist. And then the surgery, right? I had to do a weird fasting overnight for the surgery the next day. I'm probably they gave me an IV. So I'm I don't know if I'm super hydrated or too hydrated at the moment, or I can't really tell you. Doesn't matter. Point is, my weight's up 1.4 pounds since the last time I made this recording. I am undeterred. I will continue to try to eat better, meaning more. I'm going to go back to the food schedule that I was on when I first started doing this, the food decisions I was making. I want to go back to those. I think I might have gotten in the situation where I was losing weight no matter what was happening, and maybe I got it into my head I'm just going to lose weight. So I'm going to go back to the things that I was doing in the beginning. Egg in a wrap in the morning, some mushrooms, that kind of stuff, yogurt. My athletic greens, which they're not calling athletic greens anymore. Drink AG1. I'll drink my AG1 in the morning like I always do. The egg wrap, the yogurt, boom, breakfast. And then I'm going to be going with more kind of seafood in the evenings and try to get back to eating a little earlier in the evening than I was. So those are today's marching orders for this week. Not a whole lot else going on. My toe surgery actually went really well. They told me it was going to be a bunch of arthritis and a bone spur, but doctor called me later in the evening to say that it really wasn't much arthritis at all. It was a torn piece of cartilage that was causing the pain, and he took it off and then gave me what they call microfracture, a microfracture procedure to try to get the cartilage to grow back. Anyway, it hurts like hell right now, but I'll be okay. It's probably just take a couple of days to feel better. That's it, right? Let's Wegovy at 2.4 milligrams. every week I think, I'm just going to put it somewhere different than my stomach. But then I go, eh. And then I just put it in my stomach. All right. Everybody cross your fingers that I get on back onto a better elimination schedule. How's that? It's a nice way of saying it, right? I will talk to you next week. Hey there, kids. It's Scott. I'm back. August 1st. I'm pulling out my app. August 1st. I'll tell you, this has been an interesting week with the Wegovy. Let me get a drink. Okay. So, back on the 23rd, is that the last time I recorded? Yes. I was 208.6, and I was having a little trouble going potty. You remember. Well, we got that worked out. I got that worked out. I took a little fiber supplement once or twice, I think. And then I ate a half a cheeseburger. I thought, this will help. And boy, did it. So on 27th, I was 207.6. On the 29th, I was 205.2. So that was the fiber. Then the burger. Oh my goodness. I woke up the day after the burger incident, we should call it, 203.6 pounds. Holy Hanna-Barbera. Am I right? That burger went in there and my body was like, I've not had a cheeseburger in quite some time. Whoosh! It was not pleasant. We should not be talking about it, but it happened. So I'm telling you. Now, I think that next day I was a little dehydrated and bereft of anything in my body. Bereft's the wrong word. There was nothing in my body. So 203.6, I was like, this is not a weight that's going to stay. I actually could tell I was dehydrated. My wedding ring was like slipping off. So I'm like, this is not my real weight. But anyway, it is what I weighed in at on the 30th of July. Next day, 31st, 204.8, got a little rehydrated. Now this morning, 206.2. And I have to tell you, after seeing the 203 number, I was like, oh man, come on. But retrospectively, I look back, 206.2 is a 2.4 ounce, or excuse me, a 2 pound, 4 ounce weight loss over the 30, over my weight on the 26th. So I've lost 2.4 pounds. It's great. I love it. I'm in. I'm down. Cats and kittens. Things are happening. Scotty told you I'd start losing weight again. I still feel great. I'm not having any trouble eating. I actually went to a bar. That's where I got the burger. And it's usually, if I go there during this Wegovy thing, I would usually get seafood, just like kind of some light meat, crab, or maybe a boiled shrimp. But instead I went with this burger. I mean, it was a real burger. Had cheese, had a crab cake on top of it. Did you know people put crab cakes on top of cheeseburgers? I didn't. I cut it in half. I ate half of it. I was stuffed when it was over. It was hard for me to get half of it in. I brought the other half home with me, and I've had no inclination to eat it whatsoever. Just interesting little side note. Anyway, I wasn't nauseated or anything like that. I was still able to eat half the cheeseburger, but that was it. I kind of was like, oh, this is as much as I can do. Anyway, we are, of course, 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. I am excited. Things are moving. My foot surgery went okay. Well, it's been a week since that happened. Since I talked to you, it still throbs a little bit when I sit here. I actually just recorded an episode that you won't hear for like 6 months, but I had to record it with my foot up on the table here so I could get through it without the throbbing. I'm going to do my injection every week. I think, let me put it somewhere different than my stomach, just for fun. Like, I don't even know why that would matter, but I'm just going to do my stomach, honestly. I can go through some of the other numbers with you in a second, but let's inject this first. Cap off. Click it in the belly. Find a nice spot. Nice. I just hold it for another couple seconds, because why not? Let's fucking Govy. Damn. All right. What else am I noticing? I don't have any reflux, which I did have for a little while, but that's been okay. Like, a couple episodes back. I haven't had that in a while. I don't have that high up nausea feeling that like I've described in the past. It almost felt like my esophagus was full of food. Like it felt like full up high in almost in my chest and my sternum. I haven't had that. I can eat like if I want to. So, but I'm still not hungry. I don't have like that crazy hunger. The one thing my wife and I are both noticing is that food feels like it tastes different now. I don't know if that's the Wegovy or if that's just getting the sugar and the carbs out of you or what that is. But last night Arden was like, I'm bored. And I was like, all right, well, let's do something. And I was working, so I stopped working. And I came down and I was like, what do you want to do? I was like, hey, you want to go get water ice? And she's like, yeah, cool. So we went off and got these little water ices. And I ate that, like, no problem. I couldn't finish mine, but I ate it and it was fine. But it wasn't, like, it didn't hit me as sweet as it usually is. So I don't know what that is. But my wife talks about food tasting differently. I have noticed it with some things. Sweet doesn't taste as sweet. Maybe savory doesn't taste as savory. I don't know why. Like, I'm not saying that's the medication or not. It's just something I've noticed. Other than that, I'm feeling good. I'm excited for my toe to feel better so I can start exercising. I think that's really when this is going to like come together for me. Weight loss. 2.4 pounds in a week is terrific. Using this, hold on a second. I started this 233.4 pounds on the 28th of March. And today is August 1st. And I weigh 206.2. I honestly still think I'm going to be under 200 soon. My BMI is 30.5 right now. It started at 34.6. My body fat is 28.9, down from 35. That's crazy, right? My body water is good. My skeletal muscle mass is holding. This is all based on this this scale I'm using, the Renfo scale. A couple of you have bought it, I guess, after hearing me talk about it. My fat-free body weight holding pretty steady. Subcutaneous fats holding steady. Visceral fat holding steady. My muscle mass increased a little bit this week. That's cool. And my bone mass has gone up. It's nice. Yeah. My metabolic age is still not going down. But I am losing weight and I feel better. I was at I took a day off this weekend. I didn't make any podcasts for you or anything. I went and I sat in the sun at a family member's house around a pool. My foot hurts, obviously. So I couldn't get in the water, all that stuff. But I sat like up in this kind of like bar top chair. And I had another one across from me to keep my foot up on so it wouldn't throb. And at one point I kind of pulled my knees back to myself. And I was like, I don't know how to put that. Like I was sitting in the chair, but my feet were back by my butt. And I thought, this is not a thing I could have done before. Like I don't sit like this usually. And it's because my stomach is gone. It's really wonderful, honestly. Super excited. I'm starting to see some more muscle tone in my arms and my legs. I can't wait to start exercising. I know this one's going on for a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm babbling a little here. But I think my point is just that it's going well and that losing weight is valuable. I didn't know that I'd feel this good about it, honestly. And it's teaching me about patience in a different way, too. Like, I always thought I was a patient person to begin with, but a pound or two a week, 7 days to lose a pound, it seems like, oh, it's not worth it, but it really is. And you just, because of the medication, I'm able to stick with it. Not like I haven't had one moment of like a binging or an overeating. And this whole time I've been doing this, and I do credit the Wegovy for that. I'm certain I would have like fallen off the wagon if I tried to do this on my own. But like actually being able to stick with it for this long time and seeing the benefits, it's not something that you can understand if you're just dieting for a week or two, or, you know, changed your fueling plan for a month. It really does take this amount of time for you to really get perspective on what's happening and how valuable it is. So I don't know what my message is there, but stick to it is what I'm noticing. Just sticking to it and being patient, it has been really valuable. All right, I'm going to go. I will talk to you soon. I'll be back next week when I inject it again. I am so grateful for this little Wegovy blog, and I'll tell you why. Because it's August 8th, and I weighed myself this morning. I haven't weighed myself in a couple of days. I weighed myself this morning because I was going to make this recording. And I weighed 204.4 pounds. And I was pissed. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And why do you say that? Right? Why am I telling you I'm mad at 204.4 when just a moment ago on August 1st, I was 206.2. I've lost 2 pounds this week, basically. Well, it's because 3 days ago when I weighed myself, I was 203.4. And I thought I was going to get a 3 pound weight loss this week. I was genuinely upset for just a moment. I saw the scale and I was like, damn it. Now, here's the stuff you don't know. I didn't have to go to the bathroom when I got up this morning. So fair enough. Not that I was going to eliminate a pound, but my body's in a weird shift at the moment. I didn't use the bathroom this morning. Whatever. I was a little nauseous this morning. I don't want to call it nausea. You'll get the wrong idea. It's not good, but it's not good because I think two things. I worked late last night, so I ate late. That was a mistake. I had like this just small little wrap with a few shrimp in it, but at like 9 o'clock. I think that was my mistake. And I need to go. I feel like I need to go to the bathroom, but it's not happening. So that's the feeling I'm having right now. It's very specific to being on Wegovy. Not a way I felt prior to being on it. What else? I am getting a lot of great, my brother is using Ozempic at the same time, and he's getting starting to see some real results and get a lot of happy texts from him. My wife, who is also using Wegovy, the other day when Saturday's the day she injects. Today's Tuesday. So she was injecting on Saturday. She jumped on the scale. She only gets on the scale once a week. And she'd lost a couple pounds. And she and I literally both, like I had lost 30 pounds and she'd lost like 31 or something like that. So happy for her. I'm actually back to 29 now because of this 1 pound thing that we've heard about. No big deal. I think that's it for today. This is my 4th injection of 2.4. So they're all 2.4 moving forward, but this is my 4th one. I've been doing this for a month now. And I think we should take a second to see where we started the month and where we're ending it. So let me pop back into the app. So when was 30 days ago? Probably like July 8th. Scrolling. Okay. Well, on July 8th, I was 209.2 pounds. And today I am 204.4. So 205, 6, 7, 8, 9. I lost about 5 pounds this month. I have to tell you, that's amazing. I think what this has done for me more than anything is given me a perspective about time. Because I think if you would have told me in the past, Scott, you're going to lose 5 pounds this month, I would have thought, oh my God, a whole month to lose 5 pounds? Terrible. Like, you know, it just wouldn't have seemed good to me. And now I'm thinking, that's amazing. Because what am I now, 204 something? If you're telling me that a month from now, a month, which is, if I'm lucky and stay alive, is going to pass anyway. If you're telling me a month from now, I'm going to be 199 pounds, that's insane. Like really just insane. I started at 233 something. I'm going to get to 199. I haven't been under 200 pounds in forever. I think the last time I was 205. Actually, do you want to hold on a second? I'm going to pause and pull up a thing and I'll be right back. I found some notes I made over the years. So back in 2019, on January 20th, 2019, I started at 233 pounds. I did something called the baked potato diet, which was not pleasant. And I lost 10 pounds in like 6 days. Then I stuck with something. And over the next 3 months, January, getting into the middle of April, I got down to 218 pounds. So back in 2019, I was 218. Now, in 2018, I did this as well. How about that? In 2018, in September, starting at 236 pounds, I went on some sort of a weight loss journey. Who knows? And I stayed with it through September, October, November. And on November 12th, I was 216. Wow. So on November 12th, I was 216. December, January, 2 months later, in January, I was back to 233. So I lost 20 pounds and then 26. And then I put almost all of it back on in 2 months. Isn't that interesting? And then I did the baked potato thing. And then I got back down to 218. So the lowest weight I've had in, 19, 20, 22, 23, in 5 years was 218. And today I'm 204. And we have every reason to think I might be 199 in a month. I don't know why this works. I really don't. This week somebody brought me ice cream. I had ice cream this week. I have not had ice cream since I started doing Wegovy. It was a pint of Ben & Jerry's that stayed in the house for 4 or 5 days. And over 4 or 5 days, I ate pretty much the entire pint of ice cream. And I still lost weight this week. I had wraps for dinner, breakfast. I'm never hungry. I'm very happy. I don't know what's in the cards for moving forward. I don't know if I would just stop using this, if I would just put this weight back on. I really don't know. But what I can tell you is my life is very much better right now. And I appreciate you guys going on this little journey with me, which I feel like an idiot saying journey. But I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about eating. And I am healthier and healthier as I go. I actually saw myself in the mirror the other day. And I thought, I don't look bad. That's not my face. My wife was poking at my double chin the other day and she goes, this thing's really going away. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Is this foreplay? What are we doing right now? It was not, by the way. Let's do this Wegovy, shall we? 2.4, fourth one. Put it right here in my stomach, which is getting smaller and smaller. And here's to losing 5 more pounds this month. I like to hold it on for a couple extra seconds. I don't want to waste any. All right, guys. So I might have been a little off on my 199 at the beginning of this episode, but still 204, 203, 199. I mean, now it's just the process, right? Just a very slow process that is consistently moving in the right direction. And I think that's all that matters. Honestly, 4 more months, could I be 20 pounds lighter? Do I want to be 20 pounds lighter? I'm not even sure. I have to be perfectly honest with you. I don't even know what my good weight is going to be. What I can tell you is that my toe surgery is getting better and better. I have just a couple of more days till I visit the doctor. Let me tell you when that is, actually. Ooh, this Friday. 3 more days, and I get to go back to the doctor, where he will hopefully tell me I can take a regular person shower and not a shower with a bag on my foot. It feels much better. I'm going to be able to get back to exercising. We're going to see what the impact of that's going to be. I don't know. There's nothing but goodness in front of me. So I'm excited. If you want to hear details about some of the other series in the podcast, keep listening for another couple of minutes. And if you don't, you're pretty much done. But don't forget to check out the private Facebook group, Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes, and follow the public page as well, Juicebox Podcast on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere you want to be. I actually think I have a Twitter. I definitely do. It's at Juicebox Podcast. Yeah, see, I got all that stuff. What else? There was something else I wanted to tell you. Damn it all to hell. Oh yeah, here it is. Thank you. The podcast continues to grow, and it's because of you. It's because you're listening. It's because, I'll tell you why. When you listen, download the show or stream it, it ranks higher in podcast charts. That allows other people to see the show and go, oh, this must be a reasonable thing I could try listening to. When you subscribe in a podcast player like Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere like that, that raises the profile, again, of the podcast. It pushes it up on charts and allows other people to see it. When you tell your doctor, a friend, someone on Facebook, online about the podcast, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It reaches more and more people. It helps more and more people. And it allows me to sell ads to advertisers, which keeps the podcast happening. It's all just a circle of life kind of thing that you guys are the driving engine of, and I really appreciate that. All right, so now I'll say thank you so much for listening. I'll be back very soon with another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. A diabetes diagnosis comes with a lot of new terminology, and that's why I've created the Defining Diabetes series. These are short episodes where Jenny Smith and I go over all of the terms that you're going to hear living with diabetes, and some of them that you might not hear every day. From the very simple bolus up to feet on the floor. Don't know the difference between hypo and hyper? We'll explain it to you. These are short episodes. They are not boring. They're fun. And they're informative. It's not just us reading to you out of the dictionary. We take the time to chat about all of these different words. Maybe you don't know what a Kussmaul respiration is. You will when you're done. Ever heard of glycemic index and load? Haven't? Doesn't matter. You'll know after you listen to the Defining Diabetes series. Now, how do you find it? You go to juiceboxpodcast.com, up top to the menu, and click on Defining Diabetes. You'll be able to listen right there in your browser, or you'll see the full list of the episodes and be able to go into an audio app like Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to them at your pace. Download them into your phone and listen when you can. The Defining Diabetes series is made up of 51 short episodes that will fast forward your knowledge of diabetes terminology. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, the Bold Beginnings series from the Juicebox Podcast is a terrific place to begin listening. In this series, Jenny Smith and I will go over the questions most often asked at the beginning of type 1. Jenny is a certified diabetes care and education specialist who is also a registered and licensed dietitian, and Jenny has had type 1 diabetes for 35 years. My name is Scott Benner, and I am the father of a child who has type 1 diabetes. Our daughter Arden was diagnosed in 2006 at the age of 2. I believe that at the core of diabetes management, understanding how insulin works and how food and other variables impact your system is of the utmost importance. The Bold Beginnings series will lead you down the path of understanding. The series is made up of 24 episodes, and it begins at episode 698 in your podcast or audio player. I'll list those episodes at the end of this. To listen, you can go to juiceboxpodcast.com, go up to the menu at the top, and choose Bold Beginnings, or go into any audio app like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and then find the episodes that correspond with the series. Those lists again are at Juicebox Podcast up in the menu, or if you're in the private Facebook group, in the featured tab. The private Facebook group has over 40,000 members. There are conversations happening right now and 24 hours a day that you would be incredibly interested in. So don't wait. Check out the Bold Beginnings series today and get started on your journey. Episode 698 defines the Bold Beginnings series. 702, honeymooning. 706, adult diagnosis. 711 and 712 go over diabetes terminologies. In episode 715, we talk about fear of insulin. In 719, the 15-15 rule. Episode 723, long-acting insulin. 727, target range. 731, food choices. 735, pre-bolus. 739, carbs. 743, stacking. 747, flexibility. In episode 751, we discuss school. In episode 755, exercise. 759, guilt, fears, hope, and expectations. In episode 763 of the Bold Beginnings series, we talk about community. 772, journaling. 776, technology and medical supplies. Episode 780, treating low blood glucose. Episode 784, dealing with insurance. 788, talking to your family. And episode 805, illness and ketone management. Check it out. It will change your life.